You're in the mix.
SKM presents Strictly for the Music Podcast. You are now live with the #1 podcast for all upcoming artists worldwide.
It's the real
deal.
Welcome back to another episode Strictly for the Music Podcast. I'm your host, SKN. The next guest I got is off bandlab.com with over 2,000 followers, 15 bands, and 33 collections. Let's welcome vanillagatez, aka 2D. What's going on, guys?
Hey, I don't know what happened. What happened with the last one?
Oh, it's a connection failure, big dog. It's probably like, you know what I mean? The connection wasn't strong enough, so it just cut off the call, big dog. It ain't nothing major, man.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So it could have been my end too. I'm not sure, big dog, but we good, man. So where we left off at is we're talking about BandLab, dog. We first came in because the people ain't gonna believe it that are listening right now. Be like, nah, I'm this man. Like, nah, you accomplished a lot during your short time on BandLab. So how did all this start, big dog?
Okay, well, like I said, it started back in September 17th. I downloaded the app and made my first beat on September the 19th. And I was basically just playing just to do it for music, just for myself only, because I wanted to add music to all my poems and lyrics and stuff I had. And shoot, after a couple beats of making, I started noticing my numbers were rising within a week. And it started rising to almost 100. I'm like, well, what the heck is going on here? Maybe, and I was just messing with just the loops, it wasn't a special, no big thing compared to what I do now. And I'm like, you know what, I'll go ahead and stay with this for a little bit and, see what happens, keep making my music. And for too long, I started getting invited to bands. TMI was the first one, but of course they disbanded. And then before too long, NSG invited me, picked me up. Loudfuck Mobb, they picked me up. Wicked Minds invited me. Motivational Squad. Shoots. Now, I'm with Growing Legends. I'm with Scion Super Records. So there's a lot of bands that I was introduced and invited to. But since there's so many fam that I mess with that are in the same bands I'm in, it just made more sense to stay active in the 4 main bands I'm in, which would be Wicked Minds, Growing Legends, LPM, and Super Scion. Those are like the 4 main groups that I stay in now. And I would have to say maybe me joining the bands and me still making my beats, I really believe that's what really helped me get a following like I have. And, they've really helped me shape me to the person that I am today, give me advice and everything. And I always told myself when I got clean and sober that I was recovery album, just on the stuff that I've been through from the addict's point of view all the way up to, how I am now, clean and sober. And I made an album, Road to Recovery, plain and simple, and I wasn't expecting it to be as big as it was. But I had a lot of people actually liked it. A lot of people said that album helped them go through a lot of shit. So, yeah, like I said, it turned into a hobby. And now it's more than a hobby now. Now it's something that I'm really pursuing and get into this music industry.
Put it like this, big dog. It's a fire you can't put out, big dog. You just can't put it out, man. It's growing by the fucking second, bro. So I appreciate you coming on here, big dog, and sharing your story because you got a unique story, big dog. Can we expect a documentary with the album, big dog? Is that something you're willing to do?
Which album? I mean, I got a couple of them.
Recovery album, man.
Oh, the recovery album. Well, it's funny that you mentioned that because after getting my new presets and listening to my recovery album when I first made it, see, when I first made the album, I really didn't know much about editing and whatnots. So a lot of my early tracks, sound a lot different than what I sound like now. And the way I sound now with my recent tracks and these new presets, I decided after praying about it and thinking about it that I'm going to go ahead and redo my recovery album. Same lyrics, ain't nothing going to change. It's going to be the same tracks, but the vocals are just going to be upgraded. And so I'm definitely working on remastering the recovery album. So hopefully by next week, I'm going to post it on BandLab, and that way people can actually hear the remastered version of Road to Recovery. And it's basically based off the 12 steps. You know, I got 10 tracks, but 9 tracks are nothing but songs. And each one of them are in order, just like the steps are. You know, you got step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, so forth. So every song on there deals with a certain step. So I did that on purpose because that's the way I wanted it done. And to me, I felt like I accomplished a lot just to make that album because I put my shit out there, you know. And I'm the kind of person that, you know, I'm scared about putting my shit out there in public, fear of what people might think, you know. Maybe they say, "Oh, this dude sucks," or "What the hell is this motherfucker can't rap?" You know. But I got over that shit. I said, you know what? I'm doing it for me. If y'all like it, y'all fucks with me. Okay, I appreciate y'all. Y'all fuck with me. I'm gonna fuck with y'all. I mean, I'm just keeping it 100. And I'm very happy with the following I got today. The supporters, I thank them very much. My fam, you know, if it wasn't for them, especially my day one riders, none of them have left me. Every single one of my riders, the first 100, they're still with me today. They have not left my side one bit. So to me, that means a lot that they're staying with me.
Hell yeah, big dog. That's amazing, bro. So, Wicked Minds, how'd you get in the band, big dog? They just send you an invite and you just hopped in or what?
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah, the invites. Yeah, see, first I was with TMI, and that's where I met a lot of my fam, like made by MJ. He was there. Dog Boy Roop. He's the one that had been the administrator of it. Let's see. I Drive a Spaceship, which is Dylan. There was a whole bunch of beat makers and rappers that I made on TMI, and I don't know. I don't know exactly how Wicked Minds come around, but I got an invite for it, and then once I did a couple of research, and I saw that the people that were following me from day one were in that band, it just made sense for me to join a band that people already knew who I was, and I was already fucking with them. It just made sense to transition to a group because then ain't nobody knew. You know what I'm saying? And Wicked Beats, Wicked Beats, he runs the whole thing. That's his baby, and I'm very grateful for him allowing me to join his band because a lot of people that make these bands, they have certain restrictions, certain guidelines. They don't just pick just anybody. And for Wicked to pick someone like me that just started brand new within 3 or 4 weeks, that to me, I was like in awe. I'm like, I can't believe I'm actually going to be in this group because Wicked Minds, they're one of the heavy hitter bands out there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so I was really
he's well known.
Yeah, and I mean, Wicked Beats, he don't just pick just anybody. But, I'm pretty sure, my fam, like Stella Lizzie and maybe MJ and all them, I'm pretty sure they probably spread the word around and probably asked him, if I could join, behind closed doors. So I think I had some people that were pulling for me to join them.
Hell yeah, big dog. You ain't in the band for no reason, big dog. You're in it because you got talent, dog, and people respect your work, man. So.
I appreciate that. Yeah, for real, man. Appreciate that.
So,
but yeah, man.
I mean, how'd you join that one? LPM, big dog.
What? LPM?
Yeah.
Well, I got the invite from King because I started following him. That's his baby. That's what he had started, and I don't know exactly how that came about, but he had invited me. And again, LPM, they were heavy hitters too. They're a big heavy hitting band. And I'm like, I don't know, with them two must have been on BandLab. Here I am in 2 or 3 of the biggest bands on BandLab. And it's like a rookie joining a pro football team. I'm like, why the hell do they want someone like me on their team? You know what I'm saying? Why would they have me on this band where they got a whole bunch of talented people? But see, the problem is I'm talented. I'm just the one that didn't really see it. They saw potential in me that I didn't see. You know what I'm saying? So they gave me the opportunity to grow on the lab and to, show my potential that I have, And so I thank a lot of my bands, for helping me to get where I am today. Because if it wasn't for them, my confidence wouldn't be where it is right now. My confidence was like maybe at a 3 or 4 when I first started. My confidence now is like at a 10 plus. Now every day I hear a beat, I go ahead and just put the shit out there now. I'm not afraid to put my shit out there no more. At first I was. You still there?
Yeah, big dog. What happened?
Oh, okay. I don't know what happened. I guess go down the range again, I guess.
Oh, bro, yeah, that scared me. I was like, no, please don't do this, man. Please, Lord. No, but anyways, though, go on with what you were saying, big dog.
So what?
Go with what you were saying about LPM.
Oh yeah, LPM. Like I said, being in a big band like that, and someone like me being brand new, that really definitely helped me out, especially my followers and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Because when you're in a band, you follow each other and support one another. You know what I'm saying? And I can't forget IncMusic. I forgot. Oh my god, I can't believe I forgot that Rusty's going to kill me. But IncMusicFamily is another band that I'm in, and very active in it too. They got a website and stuff that he's working on, and I'm going to be on there. I'm going to have my own website with IncMusic. So hopefully in a couple of weeks, I will also have my own page y'all can go to also.
Oh, you're gonna have a website, big dog.
Yeah, thanks to Rusty. When I first got on this band lab, he was one of the ones that it said on the top people to follow. And I started following him, and I never thought in a million years that I would actually be in the group with this.
What's up, big dog? You there?
Yeah, I'm still here, bub.
All right, man. Damn, I don't know what the hell's going on. That's weird, bro. Um, man. So you just started getting all this love, dog. Like, man, talk about the feeling going through that, man, for the first time. Like, was that overwhelming for you? Because you probably never experienced nothing like that, have you?
No, no, I have never experienced that before in my life. You can even ask Stella Lizzie, because I messed with her all the time, and I would be texting her all the time and telling her I just couldn't believe, all these bands were inviting me, because I just didn't understand how they could, how they would want someone like me in their band when I'm brand new. I really don't know what the hell I'm doing, but like I said before, they saw potential in me that I didn't see. So, I'm thankful for those bands. Like I said, if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't be where I'm at confidence wise right now. And they support me 100, and I support them 100. You know, but yeah, TMI, man. I don't know. I wish that group would have still been around because it was banging for a while. But I guess the administrator, I guess he had some stuff going on, and since there wasn't a lot of people being active in the band, I guess he decided, to discontinue it. But so far, all the other bands I'm in, everybody's pretty much active in it.
Wasn't that like a big old record label or something like that? TMI.
I don't know if they really were. I don't know the whole history behind TMI. 'Cause like I said, I was with TMI. I don't know. It might have been a month, maybe 2 months. I was with them probably before they had disbanded. But I noticed when I was in there that some of the artists that was in there wouldn't be as active like they should have been, and I think that might have been one of the reasons why he discontinued the band. But the administrator, the one who ran it, was that boy Roop. He's still in the lab. He still does all kind of stuff. But I think he's moved on to some other platforms, like I think like Spotify and YouTube and other stuff. So I still follow him and I still mess with him all the time. So he's still a part of my followers from day one also. So I still fucks with him.
Okay, hell yeah, big dog. So TMI, Loud Pack Mob, Wicked Minds, I see. What was it?
The who?
Was it I see?
Oh, Ink
Yeah, there you
Music.
go. My
Yeah,
bad,
Ink
man.
Music
My bad, bro. Oh,
and Growing Legends. Growing Legends actually came about. MJ had come up with it because made by MJ. You know, him and I were like 4 or 5 bands together, and so it just made sense. You know, to make one band where all the best beat makers and the best rappers could join. So so we came up with Growing Legends. He's an administrator, and then I'm also an administrator, and I think that boy Roop. I think he's still part of Growing Legends. I think he's with us
oh
too.
yeah.
But yeah, I think he is with us too. Yeah, I think he's also an administrator. So there's 3 of us on there. But at Growing Legends, man, we haven't been a band at probably maybe 4 or 5 months that we've been a band, and our numbers are rising. We're starting to get right up there with Wicked Minds and Loud Fuck Mob. So our numbers are getting up there. I'm proud of the band Growing Legends because a short time. I mean, we've come up with the numbers. We've got great talented artists on there. You know, at Growing Legends, you know, there's still some people that's in there that's also in Wicked Minds. They're also in LPM. You know, they're also a motivational squad. So there's about maybe 10 or 15 people in Growing Legends that are in 3 or 4 other bands that I'm in also. So it makes it easy to do collaborations, to keep in touch, and support each other.
Hell yeah, big dog. So man, you're so basically this whole community of band labbers are all connected one way or another, you know? And for you to
Yeah,
be in that mix, man, that's a
it's just
blessing, big dog.
all the. So what?
Nah, big dog, I was almost letting you speak, homie.
Oh, okay. Yeah, and it's just funny, you know, that majority of the members of all the bands I'm in, you know, about 60, maybe 70% of them were my day one writers from day one. So I think that's pretty cool, also, you know, and that helps me also on this lab as well.
What is your most played song, man?
My what?
Your most played song, the song that you get the most feedback from, and people always talk about.
Okay, well, the most played right now would be my pin post. Um, Shoot, what was it? Leave Me Alone. It's a real emotional song. You know, I posted it probably about 2 or 3 weeks ago, and that sucker has got a lot of play. So that definitely would be the most played one.
Hell
Now,
yeah.
as far as my beats go, the most played one that I've got over 100 beats on is my instrumental "Cruising with You," and that's been like my biggest beat I made since I've been on here.
Hell yeah, big dog. So how many beats you got on Band Lab right now?
Oh shoot! I was just going through my list the other day to make my collections to celebrate my year, which will be up in September. But I got a little over 200 beats.
Hell yeah, that's a lot of content, man. Damn, how many songs have you? Are they all complete songs with them, or just playing beats you ain't used, man?
Well, the beats I got a little over 200. I might have maybe 250 beats, but you know, I got a whole bunch of raps. I got shoot maybe 80 or close to 80 raps. You know, that's including like solo raps, through collaborations with other band members, my fam. It includes a couple of rock songs that a cover of a couple of cover songs I did, and some contest songs that I did on the lab just for the heck of it. So altogether, I think I get a little over 300 tracks on everything.
Hell yeah. So after recovery, the album you dropped, have you dropped any more since then? Or that's the only one?
No, that's not the only one. After I did Road to Recovery, then I went ahead and dropped Vanilla Gates, The Birth of Vanilla Gates, which I'm in process of remastering that one because there's some tracks on there that I'm going to take off and add it to a different collection. But there's about 16 tracks that I'm keeping on it. And that's actually the first Vanilla Gates album that I made. That's Vanilla Gates.
Hell yeah. So Vanilla Gates, man.
You know,
So Vanilla Gates.
yeah.
Let's talk about how you got this name, man, and then after that you can answer how you developed your flow and what you're gonna be doing this year that people need to check out, man.
Okay. Well, Vanilla Gates. I don't know. It's kind of funny. I had did a collaboration with one of my fam, D Stag, and we did a collaboration together on one of my beats. And one of the bars that I said is "Eat booty like groceries." Kevin Gates reference because Kevin Gates happens to be one of my favorite artists of all time, and everybody kept saying that I kind of remind him of Kevin Gates, like a white Kevin Gates. So I kind of played on that. I'm like a white Kevin Gates, huh? Well, I need to try to find a name for myself anyway. Let me think of what kind of name I could use, because Q Beats was just for beats. If I'm going to start doing some rapping, I need to find me a rap name. So I kept thinking about Vanilla Ice, because he was a white rapper back in the '90s, and so I'm like, okay, Vanilla, because he's white. Okay, Vanilla, and then I went ahead and kept Gates because I like Vanilla Gates, as like I said earlier. So Vanilla Gates was born, a white rapper who tries to get the same style that Kevin Gates has. So that's how Vanilla Gates was born.
That is dope as fuck, big dog. Hell yeah. That's original too. So hey man, gotta give it up to you, big dog. So
All right,
besides
thanks,
that,
man.
man, this road to recovery, man, when did it start?
Road to Recovery. Ah, shoots. Well, I started August. No, I'm sorry. Probably about October is when I started the album.
So what year
And
was that?
basically, the main reason why I made the album is because I told myself when I was in recovery, we had an exercise that they wanted you to list, your top 5 goals that you want to accomplish in like a year, and then your goals that you want to accomplish in like 10 years and so forth. And one of my goals was to get back into music because before I got into my addiction, I was trying to do music. And then once I got into my addiction and sold all my music equipment and smoked all that shit up in the air, I'm like, well, I fucked that all up. But that's another story. I'll get to that in a second. But, and that was just one of my things. I got clean and sober, I had about 2 years, 3 years under my belt. And I said, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and start this music stuff. Yeah, I just come across Google Play, was looking for different apps where you could do music and stuff, and BandLab popped up. I said, well, no, I'll go ahead and I'll try this BandLab thing. And once I could do with it, and I'm like, okay, I think I can go ahead and, make me an album, just for the heck of it. Like I said earlier, I was going to do it just for me. I wasn't going to have no one else hear it. It was just going to be just for me only, to say that, hey, look, I got 6 years clean. Look what I accomplished, me being clean and sober. I'm actually made an album with me rapping and with me talking about my past experiences and addiction. You know what I'm saying? So that in itself for Road to Recovery, I accomplished what I wanted to accomplish. And that's all I was going to do. I was going to make beats. I wasn't going to do no more albums. But then next thing I know, I made the Vanilla Gates album. And then from there, everything just took off from there. But that album, Road to Recovery, is my testimony album to let everybody know, who's in their addiction, who's not their addiction, that I've been there. I've been there. I've done that. I know where you're coming from. You know what I'm saying? And my DMs are always open for people who always want to talk about it. There's people that do reach out to me on BandLab, and tell me that they have issues or they feel like doing this or they feel like doing that, and I try to talk to them. So, kind of in a way, there's some people in here that I mentor as well.
Hell yeah, big dog. So you're a big mentor on BandLab, correct?
Yeah, yeah, it's kind of funny. I didn't expect to be. I really didn't classify myself as like a role model. You know, anywhere, like around here, out society or anything like that. But I do a lot of stuff in my recovery. I'm real active, and I'm the president for the alumni, which alumni is people who graduated from the treatment program, and so I'm president for it. So every day I go up there, help clients, I chair meetings, I go to meetings, I sponsor people, I help them go through the 12 steps. I've got sponsees who've got 3, 4 years clean under the belt, And so I'm still very active and trying to be a good role model to the newcomers and everybody else. As far as Band Lab, um, there's a lot of role models out there for me that are role models to me that they probably don't know. But I've had a lot of people tell me that I'm their role model too. You know what I'm saying? I had a lot of people tell me that I inspire them to keep doing what they're doing because they see how far I come since I've been on Band Lab. They see I never gave up. They see that I kept on doing what I'm doing. So I'm very honored that a lot of people look up to me on Band Lab. And I'm very thankful for that. And at the same time, whether they know it or not, there's people on there that I look up to every day.
Man, that's what's up, big dog. So,
And I also think one of the main reasons why people probably consider me a role model, and I think because in most of the bands I'm in, I think I might be the oldest one in all the bands. Probably, I don't know, but I think that's might be another one of the reasons too, because I'm one of the oldest people on there, as far as age goes.
oh yeah. So, man, just dropping your first beat, you dropping three, you get 100 followers, man. What was it like when you did your whole album, man? That feeling dropping your whole album to everyone that listens to you, big dog. Like,
Oh man, I tell you, when I first did it, I didn't really expect to have as much positive feedback from it as I have, from everybody on the lab. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I was just making it just to make it, and I said, I'm just gonna put myself out there and just see what happens. If they like it, they like it. They don't, that's fine. Because in the end, I was doing it for me. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I wanted to put something out there to something that's very close and dear to me, which is my recovery. My recovery is always number one in my life, no matter what. God's number one, my recovery is number two, and music and everything else is after that. You know what I'm saying? And so Road to Recovery, it's that's my baby right there. That's my album. Out of all the albums, I'm always gonna have love for that one because that one is raw. That one is talking real shit, talk about real experiences, all the shit that I've been through in my addiction. So I'm very proud of that. And yeah, I didn't expect to have as much feedback like I did from it. And I really appreciate people allowing me to use their beats to make that album. Because I had maybe 5 or 6 people that I used their beats on my album, so they contributed to it too. Like I Drive a Spaceship, Kiwi Beats, Hacksaw. You know, I think Talent on the Beats was one of them, and I think K Diddy 911 was another one. So I used different people's beats on there also. So not only did I do the album and not just me, but there was people that contributed to the album, and I don't think they even know just how big of a project that they were involved in.
hell yeah, big dog. That's amazing, man. So, can we expect any music videos off the album?
Shoot, I don't know about the music. I don't know about the videos yet. I'm still kind of learning on the stuff. You know what I'm saying? But shoot, I plan to branch out eventually. Right now, me being on parole and getting stuff done, I'm kind of limited to what I can and can't do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Does your parole officer know about your album, big dog?
Yeah, he knows about it. My parole officer, he's pretty cool, about the stuff, and he sees what I'm doing. He just, basically tells me just keep doing what I'm doing. As long as I stay out of trouble, he ain't got no issues with me.
So talk about how you became the president, man.
Well, basically, they just kind of voted me in to be president. That's basically what it was. They just voted me. Basically, with the president of the alumni, basically, I'm the main man. I got to make sure that I get meetings taken care of. I got to make sure to get functions, organized functions for the clients, to have fun activities, to do things for them, and just to make sure that the Alumni Association does what they're supposed to do, all the members and stuff.
How was that feeling, man?
Sometimes, man, it can be stressful sometimes. I ain't going to lie. That sucker, because if something happens, something goes wrong, then the directors of the treatment center, hey, what I'm saying? Something goes wrong, they come to me. So there's lots of times I'm at work and my phone is just blowing off the hook because they're trying to find out what the hell's going on.
That's amazing, big dog. And a blessing, man, because would you say that's one of your biggest accomplishments?
One of my biggest accomplishments, not as far as being president, but my biggest accomplishment is just staying clean and sober for 6 years. That right now, that is my biggest accomplishment.
Hell yeah, man.
Because I'm not going to lie, man.
Top three accomplishments, big dog. Top three accomplishments, big dog.
Oh, shoot. Top 3 accomplishments. Well, definitely staying clean and sober. That definitely tops number 1. Shoot. Number 2, I would definitely have to say my music now, because I accomplished what I wanted. And, of course, I'm not done yet. I'm going to keep on doing what I'm doing. But definitely accomplished what I wanted to. I'm back into my music like I want it to be. And then the third one, shoot, I guess just having keeping a job more than a year, because in my addiction, I couldn't keep a job more than 6 months. So keeping a job for 5 years, that's an accomplishment for me.
Hell yeah, big dog. That's what's up, man. So, whoa, man. So we got a pretty good time. So what else you want to talk about, big dog?
Well, I mean, I guess I know the last, I guess we could talk more in depth about my addiction if you want to.
Oh, yeah. So, you said that you did a little bit of time in Arkansas, right?
So what now?
You served a little bit of time in Arkansas, correct?
Yeah, I spent about 8 years in prison here in Arkansas.
So you recently just got out, correct?
Yeah, I got out 2014. I got locked up in 2006.
So this whole 6 years is playing out from when you got out. You changed your life, correct?
Yes, it wasn't like immediate. You know what I'm saying? I mean, because when I first got out, I basically was trying to look for a place to parole out to, because I had made parole and I just wanted to get the hell out of there. And when I went to QLC, which they accepted me, I didn't know they were a treatment center at first. I thought they were just a halfway house, because I had plans to get out there. I had these big plans to go get me a car, to go get me a job. I had all these big plans when I was locked up in prison. But when I got out, reality hit me, and I'm like, wait a second, I can't do all this shit. I ain't got but $100 skate pass for the prison. How the hell am I gonna buy a car and all this other shit? So I said, well, I guess I can go ahead and go get me some alcohol and maybe go give me a joint or something to kind of celebrate my freedom prison party. But somebody upstairs decided that it was better for me to go to the treatment center, because if I would have did what I wanted to do, I wouldn't be here right now. I would have still been locked up. So, and going through the treatment center, I tell you, it is something else. They got the structure, they got all these rules. I felt like I was in prison again. But it was a little different than that. But I mean, you still had your rules. You had times where you had to go to bed at a certain time. You had to wake up at a certain time. You got these meetings that you got to go to. You have all these homework assignments you got to do. But I'm very thankful for the treatment center I went to because they made me who I am today. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I got love for myself. I got more love for myself because of my addiction. I didn't like myself. And I think that's one of the reasons why I was in my addiction so bad is because I got tired of feeling the way I felt and I wanted to feel something different. So, but today I love the person that I am, man. I'm not going back to that shit. Fuck that.
So you were still using while you were in prison, big dog?
Yeah. Surprisingly, shoot. I started, well, when I first started in my addiction, I was like 22. And this dude, I thought this dude was rolling a cigarette, but it wasn't really a cigarette he was rolling a joint. And I was born Catholic. So, I knew about drugs. I watched TV. I grew up watching Miami Vice. So I knew all about drugs, the cocaine, and all that shit. But I've never been in the same room with drugs before in my life. That was my first time. So naturally, I was out of cigarettes. So I asked dude if I could go ahead and get a cigarette from him because I thought that's what it was. Come to find out that it wasn't. It was a joint. And when I took that first hit, man, I coughed my ass off. Because, like I said, I thought it was a cigarette. So I'm trying to inhale this joint like I'm inhaling the cigarettes. That was a big mistake because my throat was on fire. Next thing I know, my mouth was starting to get dry. I started having munchies. I'm like, what the hell is this shit? But then after a little bit of time, I started, feeling good. I'm like, I kind of like the way this feels. I want some more of this shit. So that started me smoking marijuana, and I smoked it, probably for about a year before I got introduced to meth. And boy, let me tell you, when I got introduced to meth, that's all it took. Meth was my drug of choice, and I did just about anything for meth. You know what I'm saying? I was like under her spell, if that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? I did all kind of shit just to do what I needed to do to get that hit. So my music equipment, I threw away a 5-year marriage, because of my addiction, because I've been trying to hide it and shit. I let it affect my marriage and everything else. Because when I was married, I tried to play the good father, the good role model. We went to church every Sunday. But behind closed doors, I was a meth head. But, like the big book says, we're all actors. So it didn't make sense to me at first, but it does now. I was only acting to be the best husband. I was only acting to be a good father role model. But deep behind all that shit, I was a 100% meth head for real. So I fucked up a lot of shit on that.
Damn, big dog. So, did meth get you locked up in prison?
Oh yeah, I got locked up for meth charges, paraphernalia, drug paraphernalia. I was, and I didn't realize he had shit in his car. Of course, when the cops searched it and everything, and it was my car. Of course, I was high, so that didn't help any because I already had meth in my system when I was driving, so that didn't help matters any. So yeah, we both got charges on that shit.
Damn, dog. So, get it from prison, dog, to coming out and getting on band lab, dog. Did you ever expect in a million years to be doing this, man?
No, I never thought that I'd ever be where I'm at right now. If I wouldn't have come across band lab in the first place, I'd still be doing what I'm doing now. Working, going to meetings, coming home, watching TV, or playing games on the phone or whatnot. I never would have made let's see, what is it, outlet. Music is therapy for me. I love music, all genres, and music to me is therapy. And thanks to this band lab, shit that I may be going through, or if I need to get some shit out, band lab is a great outlet for me to do that, to express myself, no matter what people think. And and I get a lot of good feedback, and a lot of people say they can relate to a lot of my messages, and it just means a lot to me knowing that I'm not the only one in this world that's going through the same shit. There's the other people out the world that's going through the same shit that I'm going through. You know what I'm saying? And there are people on Band Lab, their songs help my ass out too, because I could be feeling the same shit they be feeling.
Hell yeah, big dog. So, man, you got an album. You're gonna redo and master the Road to Recovery, and it's gonna be dropping in 2 weeks, right?
Yeah, I'm going to try to get it in about 2 weeks.
Hell yeah, man. So, your biggest influences right now, big dog.
Okay, my biggest influences. Well, first I'll go ahead and name um, people outside a band lab, and then we're going to go to band lab because I have a lot of influences in both places. So my influences definitely would have to be the director for the treatment center because he's done an amazing job. He's a recovering addict himself. He's the one that come up with the treatment center and open the doors to all these addicts to get them help. So he's always an inspiration for me to want to keep staying my clean life. You know what I'm saying? Let's shoot. As far as music and stuff goes, Kevin Gates definitely is an inspiration for me, for real, for real. Because he talks a lot of stuff. There's a lot of stuff that I can relate to when he talks. When he raps and stuff. I wouldn't even know how to act if Kevin Gates knocked on my door right now. I think I'd probably fall out and have a heart attack. But but yeah, man, influences. Yeah, definitely Kevin Gates. Um, like I said before, I've listened to all kind of genres. You still there?
Yes, sir.
Yes, like I said, I listen to all kind of genres. Led Zeppelin, The Doors, the '80s bands I grew up like with Guns N' Roses, Motley Crue, and then eventually, as I got older, I started getting into groups like ICP, Tech Nine, Bootsy, just a whole bunch of them. I grew up listening to like the old rappers like Eazy-E, NWA, Dr. Dre. So I've had a whole bunch of influences from heavy rock to gangster rock to, just a little bit of everything. ICP,
Hey, bro, you there?
yeah, yeah. You hear me?
Yeah, big dog.
Okay, where was I at?
Kevin Gates.
Oh, the beat makers.
Oh yeah, the beat makers, man.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, that's strictly for the music podcast. We're gonna add another part two to this interview right before we drop the remastered edition of Road to Recovery. So stay tuned for that. All right, thank you for everyone tuning in. This is your host, S. Tahim, strictly for the music podcast, and I'm out.